All right, y'all. This is Big Rich. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. And if you got up and coming fighters, man, definitely support those up and coming fighters, man. That haven't got the opportunities that most of these stars that we always talk about get. Boxing is a very hard sport, and any money that you give to a fighter, what I'm saying, is necessary because you got to understand that they have to to live on that money to the next fight. And sometimes guys don't get fights right away. And some be put on a shelf for a year or two. And you can just imagine, you fought 2 years ago or a year ago and you still trying to live off of that money. So definitely support your fighters if that's who you support. Find out how you can donate to their cause in any kind of way. And that'd be greatly appreciated. And we respect all fighters and all comments. And we love you. This Big Rich, let's talk about it. These are the fights I want to see, man. I want to see Benavidez. It don't look like he's going to get that Canelo fight for whatever reason. Canelo stated maybe a year ago that, he's not fighting any Mexicans. I don't know why he made that statement, but that's what he said. So I think a good fight would be Benavidez and maybe Boo Boo. I think they got that fight on the horizon. Hopefully it'll go through. If not, maybe we can get Canelo. Not Canelo. We can get Charlo, and that'd be cool. That'd be a good fight too. Also, some good fights that's out there. That can be made. Right now, without any hesitation. Another fight I would love to see. Definitely, I want to see is Tyson Fury and Usyk. I want to see them fight because, Tyson Fury is one of those guys who, he is probably the best fighter in the world. And if he has all the belts right now and he's only lacking that one belt, I think Tyson Fury should get that opportunity to fight for all those belts. Also, I want to see Ortiz fight. I think Ortiz would be a good fight for him in heavyweight. I just want to see him stay active. You know what I'm saying? Any one of those heavyweights, young heavyweight, Gerald Anderson, anybody like that, be a great fight for Ortiz. I want to see that, and I still want to see Ryan Garcia and Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz deserves a fight, and I just think it's very disrespectful for Ryan to call somebody out and act like he didn't want the money, and and knowing that this guy was literally sitting on his mama's couch last year, and he needs all the money he possibly can get, and that's just a reality. Regis, I want to see, he fighting at 140. Now this is just my personal opinion. Devin Haney, if he don't get that fight, in Australia with Kambosos, I think that this would be a good fight at 140. It'd be a challenging fight. Regis is probably one of the top guys at 140. And I think it'll be a good fight because honestly, Devin Haney, even though he fights at 135, he kind of he did that when he was younger, and I think he's grown out of that weight class, and I think he should be fighting at 140 right now, and I think he should be fighting guys at 140. It may need a couple warm-up fights, maybe 2 warm-up fights. But if not, you know how Devin Haney is. Devin wants to fight everybody on the planet. Everybody's scared to fight Devin. For some reason, everybody in boxing is scared to fight Devin Haney. You know what I mean? So we're going to see, man. We're going to, we're going to talk about all this. We're going to get it in. And we're going to try to see if we can make all these fights happen. I definitely want to see Tank. I want to see Tank get it in there. Honestly, if Devin Haney don't want to fight Regis, I think that, him fighting Tank would be a good fight. I mean, to be honest with you, there's all kind of fights out there. But I think Devin needs to start looking towards the future and start fighting heavier weights at 140 so he ain't got to struggle. Because every time Devin fights, he has to struggle, to make that weight. That just makes him even better and great. You know what I mean? I think Phoenix Trinidad was one of the guys who used to be 6'1", and he used to come all the way down and fight at, at them weights, at them lower weight classes, and he was a master at it. And I think, Devin Haney is probably in that same class, who's able to, fight at a lower weight and maintain it. But I just think that he's getting older and he's starting to grow into his man self. So, it's going to be kind of hard to stay at 135. You know what I'm saying? I think that class is already being occupied by some pretty good fighters. Kambosos, and I don't know what happened with that Kambosos fight. You know what I mean? I was very, very disappointed because, like I said, I interviewed Kambosos and he said Devin was next. So I expected him to honor his word. But, it's kind of different, when you finally get all the belts and you get all that money offers coming in, you got people that who never even thought about contacting you is contacting you that's got money and real situations that's jumping off. And I think all that got to his head. And I don't know why he's fighting Lomachenko again. Lomachenko already lost to Lopez. So you're going backwards. And I don't know why you would go backwards when you could be fighting for, in my opinion, undisputed. You know what I mean? And you can get all the belts. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't be no dispute because you would have the real green WBC instead of a franchise fantasy belt that they literally made up to protect fighters like Canelo, so he wouldn't have to fight, Charlo and Boo Boo and all these other fighters, and then Lomachenko, so he wouldn't have to fight Devin Haney. He literally gave the belt up and went up and fought somebody else just so he wouldn't have to fight Devin Haney. That is amazing on so many different levels. When you really think about it, man, this is boxing. You're supposed to fight whoever comes, win or lose. You know what I mean? And the way these guys are moving nowadays in boxing, it's just, only thing I could say is one word: cowards. You know what I mean? I only see a small few number of fighters who actually keeping it real and keep it traditional, who's willing to fight anybody, and that's Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's Bud. Even though I think Bud need to be fighting Enos. You know what I mean? Since he's not fighting nobody right now, that'd be a good fight to fight Joe and Enos. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? But you got fighters like Errol Spence. You got fighters like Devin Haney, who will not even accept no franchise belt and only gonna fight, do the right thing. And that should be honored in boxing. I don't know why y'all get off of giving all these guys credit for, basically ducking. I mean, it's just, they're just ducking, man. I mean, just keep it real. Keep it 100, man. They ducking. You know what I mean? It's just a modern day duck, a modern way of ducking people. It used to be you could just say, oh, well, he priced himself out. I think that's what Kambosos did. He talked about Devin Haney priced himself out, but the only problem with that is Devin Haney just sent the message saying, hey, whatever you're going to give Lomachenko, I accept that, and let's fight. You know what I mean? So he willing to take the shot. He willing to travel to Australia, the whole 9 yards. But I guess they just don't want to get outboxed by Devin Haney. You know what I mean? But King Kong got still a lot left him. I want to see him get it in there. You know what I mean? He just knocked out his last opponent, Benavidez. Let's get some action on him, man. And definitely Tyson Fury. Want to see him get back in the ring and get down. If it's going to be Dillian White, I think he's got another day or two to confirm if he's going to fight. If not, then I think Tyson Fury going to be free to fight whoever he wants to fight. And I think that's going to be a blessing, man, when you really think about it. And Regis haven't had a fight in so long, I don't even remember. I think the last time I seen Regis was we was in Dallas. I think I interviewed him. I'm going to post that video on Regis. It's sad when you got good fighters like Regis who's not getting fights. You know what I mean? We got Josh Taylor. Don't forget Josh Taylor. He's one of the best in the world. So that's why I would love to see Devin Haney fight Regis. That way he'll be, if he could beat Regis, he'd be right in line with Josh Taylor. And I think Josh Taylor, it'd be a great fight. I just want to see it, man. You know what I mean? It's just fights that I just want to see. Of course, we're going to see Ugas and Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's coming. That's on the horizon. We're going to see that fight. You know what I mean? And so, these fights are being made. You know what I mean? We can't really complain. I think the organizations like WBC, I think we need another organization on top of them to make them do the right thing. Because these belt holders are not forcing these fighters to fight. And it's crazy, man, in this day and age. It's Big Rich, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Good comments, bad comments. If you like my channel, you like what I do every day when I post my videos, I just give my thoughts on what's going on. You know what I mean? It be my opinions, and I try to keep it 90% facts. But let's work, man. And like I said, if you got a favorite fighter, support them. Man, Cash App them. Send them some money, man. If you got a favorite channel, support that channel. It's Big Rich. I love you. I am out.